Hello, my name is Nicolas Ines, and in this opportunity, I want to share with you about CSS selectors. So, what are selectors? Selectors allows you to target a specific element or range of elements on a web page. Once an element has been targeted, a style or set of style can be applied to the element. When we designing a web page, you will want certain styles to apply to a specific element and of the page. For instance, you maybe want to set the text color of all p tags to green or change the font size of a header. There is many selectors available, but two of the most commonly used are ID and classes. But what is the difference between the class and ID selector, and which one should I use? So the main difference between those selectors that the ID selector is unique. The ID selector allows you to define style rules that are applied to a single element on the page. Each web page can only have one element with a single ID attribute. This means that the ID selector can never be used to style more than one element. So the syntax for the HTML is the uh, declared declared here. For example, if we had ID, sorry, if we have a div element, we can set an ID with the name class. So we need to use the keyword ID and we set and we can set the name of the ID. To call this ID in the CSS file, we need to declare or write it by the hashtag symbol and the name of the class. And if we need to manipulate this ID or this element through the ID in JavaScript, we um, we need to call with the keyword get element by ID. So to understand better about this ID selector, I want to share here. I said basic HTML structure. So the ID selector is used once time in all the page. So here I have my body in and my body I have a div element that enclose all the elements inside the body. So this ID, sorry, this div I was named content. So if I want to modify this structure or this style, for example, I set, for example, border 5 pixels, solid black, family font, Trovech MS, and the padding 20 pixels on the right and the left. So I can modify, for example, mm, the width of the border to 10 pixels. So in this case, this ID I can use once in um, all my page. I can use this ID with this name content in other part of the HTML. So another example, for example, is if we need to get updated our page with a year, so I can set this rule, this ID named year, So in JavaScript, I can call this ID with the name year to manipulate here this element, this date. So for example, if I change the name here to current year, nothing happens. So I need to put, or I need set the same name of ID here. So the get element by ID is manipulate my year, my content. So in this uh, in these three type of files, we can use the ID selector to work with with him. And another useful uh, use another useful way to use the ID selector is, for example, when we have links, for example, product, service, and comments, and in we want to, if I select, or sorry, if I click on service and I want to go to this section um, in the page, I use the ID selector. So the way to use this selector is uh, first setting the name of the ID in the, for example, h3 comment, that is here, h3 comment. This is my section of comment. Here is my section of services, and the name of the ID is service, that is different of comment. So um, and here I have, for example, my ID named products. So when I click on services, the page go go to the section services. So um, eh, this is another useful way that we can use the ID selector to link some section of the page with some links in the page. For example, the comment is the last in the bottom of the page. So when I click the link comments, the page go to the section comments. So for the class selector that is not unique, um, a class selectors allows you to define rules that are applied to any element with the same class attribute. So we can use across multiple elements. So if you apply the style using a class selector, any element we share that class will be subject to the style that you define. The syntax of the class selector in HTML, for example, in a div element, we need to use the keyword class followed by the name that uh, we want to give to this class. In CSS, I call this class writing a period or dot followed by the name of the class. And in JavaScript, I select this class with the with the keyword get element by class name. So to understand better, come back to our to our HTML project, and for example, here I have a p tags, or some paragraph. So if I want to modify or set as style to the paragraph, maybe um, you can uh, think you can yes, you can think, well, I can modify the style of the p element of the paragraph using a p tag. So the font um, font family, for example, to uh, mhm, to Verdana. So we can see that the all um, paragraph are modified. So if we need to modify the color to blue, all the paragraph was modified to the blue. But if I need to modify only these two paragraph, I can set in the p tag and uh, a class to manipulate this paragraph. For example, service paragraph, the class service paragraph. So I will call this class dot or period followed by the name of the class, and here I will say, okay, the background color of those paragraph will be red. Okay, so these two elements will be modified to the background color red. If you note, those three paragraphs are not modified because they are not matched with the class. So you can manipulate those elements in services with the same class. So for example, um, font style italic, only those two paragraphs will be italic. So in this way we can manipulate specifically those paragraphs. And if we need to set another extra extra style to the comment paragraph, okay, I will set comment paragraph, okay, and I will say I want to get a some border box, border colored, 2 pixels, solid, colored, for example pink, I don't know. So these only three, oh sorry, this is not the correct syntax. No, okay, red. Okay, so these only three paragraph will be the border colored red. And the same way, if we want to modify the item style of those two sections, we can set one class for all, and we write once time here in the CSS file, and all the elements are matched that are matched with the same class will be modified. So in this way we can manipulate uh, the element in our HTML to set the specific style for every part of our page. So to review about the difference between the ID selectors and class selector, the main difference is with the ID selector I can only select a single element and set style for this element once in all page. Is written by a hashtag symbol followed by the name and can only be used to mark a single element in a page. In the other hand, classes allows me to select a group of elements, is writing a period followed by the class name, and can be used to mark multiple elements within a page. So uh, come back in coming back to this principal um, question, which one should I use? Okay, when I need to set or yes set style to uh, um, a range of element, I could use class to modify all elements that I want uh, at once, and I will use ID when I know that I will use that element, or I will set a style uh, once time in the page that element. So I hope you understand the difference between the selectors. Thank you for watch my video.